Hello and welcome to the Chopcast. This is the Giants away recap, and we are doing it. The tone of this one is definitely different. I know we said in the last podcast that we needed to get at least one win, which is how away series against good teams goes, and it's what happened. But we're doing this after the first game of the Arizona series, where we murdered the Diamondbacks, and
No.
the Phillies were inept against the Orioles, and we are up to a 3-game lead now. Yeah, overall, this series was just very frustrating again. Much like it just seemed kind of like the same thing as the Rockies series that we just had. Uh, and some stat just to kind of how it's been kind of the same feeling for the last week, two or something like. I saw on the bottom, like the watching Bally, that we lost 11 out of our last 17, and I think it was like 8 of those games were decided by 2 runs or fewer.
Yeah.
And or maybe it was all of them. I think it might be all of them. As I'm looking back, it looks like it might be all of those were decided by 2 runs or fewer. But yeah. Getting walked off by pitchers not very fun.
Especially with the events that led up to that.
Yeah, getting shutouts not very fun. But watching someone hit for the cycle is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Sam, you have any general notes?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right with the tone being a little different today, considering our magic number is now 11, which is solid. And that went from 13 to 11 yesterday, and obviously recording after that. So I will say, kind of taking myself back to the headspace I was in probably yesterday morning. Picking up one against the Giants is solid. Would have liked for the Mets to have had a bit of a better series against Philadelphia, especially in New York. Mets are obviously a little dead in the water, so you can't expect too much from them. But thankfully, they got at least one game there. In terms of the games, just kind of quick, primary reactions. First game, obviously, fucking sucks to see Travis d'Arnaud hit it doesn't suck to see him hit a 3-run home run in the top of the ninth, but it sure as fuck sucks to see Will Smith do Will Smith things. 2 outs, 2 strikes, and a just rope home run. Not even like that was the worst part. It wasn't even like a no doubter, it just like kind of happened. And he almost let up another one, but it went foul. So that game, obviously, a little bit of a bummer. Game 2 just felt kind of like dead in the water, bit of a dud. And then obviously Game 3, picking up one there is great. Eddie Rosario is just absolutely on fire right now. Griffin, to your point, I don't know if this was on record earlier or if we were talking about this before the podcast started, but Griffin brought up a good point that Rosario is looking a lot like Dansby was about a month ago. So it's good to see him kind of higher in the order, playing well. I mean, what was it, like the 7th or 9th cycle in Braves history? And that's
ninth, yeah.
Ninth cycle in Braves history for a guy we traded for Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah.
And yeah, someone who Pablo Sandoval, someone who was like 0 for 30 down the stretch as a pinch hitter. So obviously no complaints there. Yeah, happy with a lot of the things I saw. Unfortunately, you're going to lose on the road to a team that's projected to get 100 wins. That's fine, but we just got to pick these games up in Arizona.
Yeah. Will, you got anything? Lead us off with all your wisdom about the Braves.
Yeah. Not too much really. I will say, just looking optimistically, still a 3-game lead, and that's after losing 2 in a row to the Rockies, and then losing a series to the Giants, and then um, losing a series to the Marlins before. Oh, excuse me, dropping one to the Marlins before that. Could be worse. Could be much worse. I also have to say, I mean, I didn't watch the game live, but I mean, Logan Webb just was
Yeah.
unhittable
Yeah.
the first night. I mean, that guy,
Mm.
he's insane.
I hate that guy.
He's the best kept secret in the sport right now.
Fucking hate Logan
It
Webb.
just, and it's purely just because he looks
The
like
optics.
a
He looks
sock
like a
puppet.
fucking troll, dude. He looks like one of those like terrifying stop animation creatures from like the old like the miser, like the Jack Frost. He looks like he'd be in one of those
Yeah.
videos.
It looks
The red-
like he kind of looks like if you fed a sock puppet like vinegar or something. His face just it's like his mouth is like this, and he goes, and then you have Logan Webb. But yeah, we got 2 off him, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this division, man, is stupid this year. Like, all of us underperformed. I'd even say that the Marlins underperformed considering what they did last year. Like, a 60-game season, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, each and every one of us, like, considering it with how many injuries each of the teams have dealt with, it's not entirely surprising. But I feel like there's still very clearly a lot of depth on each team, except for the Phillies. The Phillies have like no depth, in my opinion. They have Ronald Torreyes, who wasn't supposed to start, who's done okay, but like everywhere they literally, I mean, they had to sign what's his name, Luke Williams, from and he was in the Olympics, who he had a walk off 2-run homer.
First year.
We either shut them out or they only had 1 run that game.
I think it was a shutout.
Yeah,
I want to say
they had like 2 hits.
Yeah, I remember Chip calling that, and he's like, "Dang, got to give him props because it's his like first home run and first walk off." But like, holy fuck, that game is forever ingrained.
Yeah, it's a good Will Smith memory. But I mean, the Nationals blew up their team. Marlins, basically all their value was in their pitching and weren't able to develop any form of hitting until very late. And then traded the leader in the NL in RBIs for a catcher who cannot hit.
Fantastic. Good for them. I'd do the same thing if it was up to me.
Yeah. Man, this would be a good depth piece. Let's get rid of this guy who just won't stop hitting home runs. And then the Mets, I knew they were gonna do it somehow. This whole season, like they're gonna flop, and they did.
Yeah. Hey, their playoff percentage chance.
It went up
after yesterday. It went from 0.4% to 0.5%.
Yeah.
So they're surging.
There's a chance. But it's just so frustrating. Like the fact that the Phillies are 3 games away from us and they are 2 games above 500 is so bad. Like you look at I think of the Yankees right now just mainly because they've been in a slump for a while, like as a bad team, and then it's like, oh, they have 10 more wins than we do.
Yeah.
And then it's like, just why I don't understand why the NL is so much worse every year than the AL.
It always shows in the All-Star game too.
Yeah.
I mean, when was hasn't the AL won like 8 years in a row or something?
Yeah.
Just crazy. Yeah.
And then before then it was like 5.
Yeah.
But
the National League probably has the better younger talent, at least. I mean, National League has Soto, Tatis, and Acuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, which one of them is now on a poop team. One of them is currently has their ACL torn, and then one is getting yelled at by Manny Machado.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was
Honestly, I thought you were
nuts. Oh my
referring
God.
to. I thought you were referring to Tatis on the poop team
he's
because the
kind of on
Padres
a
have
poop
him.
team.
They're both on poop teams for sure.
Yeah, I went and looked back at. Have y'all seen urinating trees videos before?
I have not. No.
Oh, well, okay.
Good luck explaining this one.
Yeah, well, he just makes sports
Well,
commentary, whatever, and he like did 3 or 4 videos on the MLB this year, and like wraps up all the teams, and did it for the trade deadline. And I just went back and looked at that video, which was like a month and a half ish ago. And I remember him saying like, "Let's get on to the real teams," and then like started talking about the Padres, and I was like, "Oh no." They have,
It's a good way to plug the urinating tree there, Griffin.
yeah,
Professional plug.
yeah. Please. um, but yeah, I'm gone down some rabbit holes. My thoughts of this division and how frustrating it is. I'm embarrassed for. I mean, it doesn't really matter, like whoever wins the World Series at the end wins. Like the Nationals weren't a good team most of the year when they won, and they kind of scammed their way in.
They really did.
Trent Grisham was their biggest supporter to get them to the World Series. Do you like that, Will?
That's very funny. Yeah.
Thank you. I thought so.
Right.
But anyway, just we'll go through the games starting game 1.
God, that game sucked.
Yeah. That was pretty miserable.
Yeah.
Ian is getting strikeouts again, which is good.
Yep.
He's kind of giving up too many runs and throwing too many pitches, but it's trend in the right direction, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how I feel about Ian at this point because like when he takes the mound, obviously you love to see him. But like he's technically a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Because last season was. So obviously he has nowhere to go but up. But yeah, 99 pitches. 99 pitches through 5.2. It's kind of just like Atlanta Braves 2021 season in a nutshell. I don't know.
I think this isn't the most consistent, but I feel like another thing I'll say about this whole series in general is I feel like everything is like firing at least close to like on all cylinders. I think that the hitting is doing its like we are getting hits, and our bullpen is really good right now, and our starters are usually going long enough or doing a solid enough job.
Right.
The main hiccup in all of this has just been our hitting with runners in scoring position.
Awful with Risby. Awful.
I think at the end of the Giants series, we were like 2 for 17, including that series and the Rockies series. So in 5 games, we went 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position.
Right.
And all of our runs in the last game were 2 home runs. Which that was the second hit with runners in scoring position. And then thinking about going into extras, I can't remember the stat specifically, but we have 7 hits in all the games that we played in extras this year. Let me see how many games we played in extras.
I think we've gone to. I feel like we've gone to extras like 15-ish times.
Yeah. You can. I'm gonna try to find this.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. I'm on Baseball Reference right now.
This is
hard to find.
This is hard to navigate.
Yeah.
Feel like.
I mean, I feel like if we can't find it, it's definitely around like 15. And
Yeah.
if I had to guess, we've won like 4 of those.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, we're god awful. Yeah.
We're 4-9 in extra inning games. So we've played 13 extra inning games, and we only have 7 hits, and 4 of those hits come from one game, which was the Phillies game that we came back in.
Yeah.
So
great game.
Across 12 extra inning games, we have 2 hits, which is abysmal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's pretty bad.
Like I just now thought about that. Yeah, I just not thought about how awful that is.
Oh my god, that is. They've done a really good job of hiding that stat. Holy shit. Okay, because watching.
Or 3 hits.
You know,
Sorry, 3. But still.
Watching the.
Could you say that stat one more time?
We have 3 hits over the course of 12 out of our 13 extra inning games.
You can't. Yeah, like you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I will say. The first game, I feel like I'll check this, but I'm pretty sure both relievers in the 10th and 11th inning did not go above 10 pitches in both their innings. Yeah, one went 8 pitches with 5 strikes, and the other went 7 pitches with 5 strikes. Like you just can't do that.
Yeah.
We put up we didn't move the runner from second to third in either inning. And I think at this point we might have been past Freddie in the lineup. I think it might have been like the 3 through 8.
Yeah. So the top of the 10th, we started. It was Albies, Arcia, and Freeman, and then the 11th was Riley, Duvall, and Rosario. And it was line out, ground out, fly out, ground out, pop out, ground out.
That's so bad.
The thing is, like, none of them are strikeouts, though. So that's kind of
they're putting contact on it, which is honestly, like, I think it also shows that there's not a lot of, like, plate discipline. You know, if we're hitting...
There is until we get to extras. I don't understand what it's...
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, especially over the second half, we've been a very clutch team, and you have clutch hitters like Duvall, but then all of a sudden we get to the extras and we just, like, take a fat, wet shit in our hands.
That's honestly that's the best way you can put it. Like, for lack of a better word.
3 hits in the course of 12 games. Like, there's multiple of those. Okay, so 2 of those at least I think were Blue Jays games too, where we went into the 11th, which we played the Blue Jays 6 times and lost all of those games.
We lost all 6 Blue Jays games. We lost all 6 of the Blue Jays. If we win one of those, we're in a considerably better position right now.
Well, I mean, you think about, like, you could say that about the whole season, and then you think about, like, I was thinking about this the other day. I think clearly, if we lost this division, we either had to play like a tiebreaker game, or we lost this division by like some stat. What do they do by like divisional record? Is that like the tiebreaker? Do you know?
No, it's a game 163.
Okay.
They play a final game.
Yeah. So if you have to do that, or we lose the division by 1 game, you just think about when Alec Bohm was not safe. Yeah. He didn't even touch the plate.
He didn't touch the plate. It like was so obvious.
That's a difference in 1 game.
Those are dark times, and I don't want to revisit it, but I remember, like, that's like a where were you moment, you know? Like, I remember exactly where I was when Alec Bohm didn't touch home plate. Because the announcers...
Let's describe it. Tell me about it. I want to hear you. I want to hear your story. I have a story, too.
Okay, yeah, because it was ESPN announcers that night. I'm pretty sure it was Sunday Night Baseball.
Mhm.
They showed the replay,
Yeah.
and as the ump is calling him safe, the announcer is at the same time saying like, okay, obviously they're gonna overturn this, and it was just I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like I just don't get it. How can you? Why do you have replay if you're not going to overturn something like that? His foot never touched. And if we lose this division by a game, I'm.
Yeah. My so I was in Florida,
yeah.
and I was in this little cottage thing with just my
Right.
parents and my sister. My sister was watching like anime on and which it's whatever. She's watching anime on the couch with her headphones in a dark room, and then I'm sitting there watching this happen unfold. Like, and
Yep.
they keep doing slow mo, and my dad just like keeps over and over again. He's like, he's clearly out. He's clearly out. And then he's like looking at him. He's like, hey, he is clearly out. I'm like, I know, I'm, I can see. And then, so then he's like telling my mom too. My mom's like, oh yeah, he's out. It was like, okay. And then they call him safe. And so like, I know. I just like, and then he just keeps saying it. He just keeps going.
But
He's
you
like,
know
that's
you're
bad.
doing.
That's bad. And I'm like, yeah, I
No,
know.
you didn't. Stop. Yeah.
And I don't want to like keep egging him on because if I do, then he's just gonna get more riled up.
Yeah.
And so I was just sitting there containing all of my rage
Right.
and seeing us lose that game and going upstairs
So sad.
and wanting to end it. There's my theme. There's the second. There's the continued theme of killing myself.
That was one of those games where you're like, there have only been a few games this season where I've sat down, turned the TV off, and been like, I just wasted 3.5 hours of my life. Like that was
like
not
every single game of the first half.
That was not a constructive use of my time. I could have been doing literally hundreds of different things, and I watched that from start to finish.
Yeah, I remember I did that for each of the games in the Dodgers series, and two of those nights I had to wake up like at 8:30 or something. I went to class, and for every yawn, I was just like, "Fuck how bad we are with runners in scoring position." I just getting so angry. First game again, Ian. What is he at this point? I don't know. And now I'm going off on another tangent. Here we go. If we get into the postseason, which at this point, again, if we don't, like, we just lost it. But I think clearly Morton's gonna start, like, be the first one.
Yeah.
And then Fried. And then I'm thinking, who's 3? Because Inoa isn't looking too sharp. He hasn't looked as sharp as usual. And this is including the Diamondbacks game we just saw, where he was throwing a lot of pitches. He only went 4 innings. And was giving up a lot of runs. Or not runs, like giving up a lot of hits. And Ian has been looking more solid, but can still dig himself in some holes and then it takes him a while to get out. So I guess it's just a competition between the two of them, like whoever the hottest is at that point. Coming into it, excluding last night with the Diamondbacks game, like I would have said,
Huascar was honestly our most consistent pitcher before the injury.
Yeah.
Before he punched the bench.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So I'm kind of hoping that he gets things turned around.
Yeah,
and that would be my guess, but he's been going down a little bit. Ian's been coming up a little, but they're still kind of like not the best third starter for a postseason game. But
I feel like we would go Morton, Fried, Anderson, Inoa, or Flip Inoa and Anderson.
Yeah.
Like no question. Yeah. Obviously, don't want to get too out of ourselves, but
and then in terms of the rest of the season, we now know, because it's the second game, the Diamondback series, that Tukey and Smiley are not starting again.
done.
Which I
Yeah.
think is
Bullpen
good.
game tonight, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot is starting.
Yeah. Which, with how well our bullpen's been doing, I'm completely fine with that. It's just a matter of our starters getting in quality innings the next couple games.
Yeah.
Don't want any injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole series that we're gonna, this is the theme of, like, I can get back to. Bullpen looked really good. That was Chris Martin's first start back.
Back from injured. Yeah.
And he pitched in just one game. He pitched yesterday night too. Just one hit, one strikeout. Sean Newcomb is walking people again, but he's getting out of the inning at least.
He loves his walks, but I mean, as long as he gets out of the inning.
His ERA is plummeting. It was like sitting around a 6.7.
I was gonna say it was definitely in the sixes, like even like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and now he's sitting at a 5. I was just about to say, I was looking at this, like, why did Will Smith come in before Matzek and Webb? But then I forgot that he blew it.
He closed the game.
Yeah.
Our $13 million a year closer let up a 2-strike, 2-out.
I think the only person who wants him as our closer at this point is Brian Snitker.
Yeah.
That is the only person.
Yep.
There's not, like, anyone I've talked to or just seen media outlets and, like, Braves fan pages that are like, I like this guy.
Yeah, like, what is there to like? Other than the, like, I mean, he seems like a good guy. That's great. But he got the Clemente Award, right? But
yeah,
the nomination.
The nomination. Yeah.
But other than that, like, holy shit.
I found some stat about him. It's bad. He's bad.
No way.
I do not.
You're lying to me.
I do not blame Jacob Webb for taking the L right here.
I agree. I didn't think it was on him at all. He was in a tough.
It just was like a big old kick in the nads that it was Kevin Gausman, though.
Former Brave.
And it was with 2 outs, wasn't it?
No, I think it was with 1 out. Because Jacob Webb tried to pick off the runner at second.
Yeah,
which is like just such a bonehead decision. And like, I'm all for risks, especially in like kind of high leverage situations. I think that makes baseball so much more interesting and, like, you know, applicable to greater audiences. But like, if you're gonna do that, you can't screw it up. And he just completely screwed it up. So advanced runner to third. I think he got an out, and then I think we might have intentionally loaded the bases. I want to say to force the double play.
Yeah.
And Kevin
a pitcher up there.
Yeah. And to get a pitcher who hit a sac fly.
Yeah. And the throw wasn't bad from Jock either.
Yeah.
It was poopy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the stat right now. But I mean, the hits were there. They just weren't at the right time. Except for that home run, which was electric. Just for
I lost my mind. I lost my mind when I was watching that. Like, I was by myself too, just like my whole house like came to check on me. I was just absolutely crazy. And the home run barely got out of there too. It was like first row.
Yeah.
So.
I can't find the stat right now. I had it saved and now I don't. But anyway, Will Smith's a bad pitcher, and you can look at the stats if you want. But yeah, Ozzy going 0 for 5. He's been a little streaky.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Not only that, I think he went 1 for 13 or 12 that series, which is pretty concerning. Like, I don't know if he's just cold right now,
Mhm.
but I have trouble not looking ahead and then just seeing the Brewers possibly down the road
Yeah.
who
Oh.
have 3 Logan Webbs.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Each uglier than the next.
So
Oh, we have to
so
play the
the
Brewers.
like the big issue for me is like that, like, you can live with that from, like, not the superstar, so like someone like Dansby, like, you can live with that. But I mean, someone like Ozzy or Freddie. I mean, Freddie didn't do that, of course, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, your top guys can't be doing that. I mean,
Yeah. Ozzy's
yeah, it's a
gotten
scary thought to think about.
he's gotten way too aggressive at the plate.
Hmm.
I feel like he does this thing, and sometimes it works out for him. But it kind of frustrates me. If he's like down in the count, I'm fine with it. But if it's like full count or something, and he just does this thing where he just swings, like throws the bat at it, and then just immediately
fight it
starts
off,
sprinting out of the box. And it's usually at least close, and he gets it sometimes. But
He'll turn it around, but I mean,
yeah,
he's too good not to turn it around. But
yeah, he went one
tough
for
not to get
13.
concerned about that.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
he like
Yeah, that's not good.
he can be a sucker for like low breaking balls. I feel like I see him swinging at a
He
lot
swings
of
at-
balls in the dirt.
Yeah, he does.
Because he just like tries to golf it a lot. Um,
Yeah.
When he gets it, like gets a hold of it, he roasts it.
Also, I'll say it. I know Ozzy's a switch hitter, but I kind of wish he would just commit to the right side because, like, he's so much better on that side. And I don't know if that's just because the matchup that the right-handed batting sets up for him, but he looks incredible from that side of the plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still very resistant to that.
Yeah.
Look like kind of cheating a little. Ozzy's kind of picked it up, even though it is against the Diamondbacks. But he went 2 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI last night.
Right.
Yeah.
She got a double and a single, which the single he advanced to second, so it was kind of like a double.
Yeah. The hustle play.
But
Back to the Giants.
yeah, he looked pretty bad against the Giants. Basically, all our hits came from Riley and Freeman. Jacques did pretty well in the last game, and then obviously Eddie Rosario with the cycle, which was just so random that happened.
For real, I turned it on. Literally in the 9th inning, he hits a single, and announcer, and that's the cycle. I was like, what? Did I just?
That was the Will. Did you know that was the he has the record for fewest pitches like seen in a cycle now in the MLB?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
5 pitches.
That's insane. What?
Yeah. He had one at
That's
bat
nuts.
where he saw 2 pitches. Every other one it was first pitch.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
4 for
That's
5.
that's a crazy good stat to back pocket.
And he only had this just like showing how bad with runners in scoring position we are recently. 4 for 4. He hits the cycle. He gets 1 RBI. And he gets 1 run. He's 1 run.
Isn't an RBI the home run too?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So
He hit a triple with 1 out, and he was just left there.
Yep. Of course.
Game
2? Question mark.
Yeah. Charlie struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
And no one too great. Like again, at least he only gave up 2, which is all that they needed because we couldn't do anything. But only went 5, throwing 97, kind of looking like his younger counterparts in terms of pitch count there. Only had 3 strikeouts and had 3 walks. It's kind of a messy game for him. But only gave up 4 hits. Chavez and Minter looked good. Smiley looked good, and like for what his job was there. Ozzy didn't hit again. Darno didn't hit. Swanson didn't hit. I didn't like starting Heredia game 2.
Yeah. I don't know why we're doing that when we have Jock Peterson.
Yeah.
Especially.
Which is against Alex Wood. This was like their bullpen game too.
Yeah,
Their
they did a
bullpen.
bullpen game.
I
Yeah.
had no idea their bullpen was this good.
Yeah.
I just sort of assumed it was good,
I
but
mean-
they. Well, I know about. I'm well acquainted with Tyler Rogers,
Yeah.
mostly because of
Right.
the freaky way he pitches.
Mhm.
I mean,
Summer.
but I mean the rest of them. Oh my god!
Yeah. It's a lot of like
Just
it's a lot of
insane.
no-name people for the most part too.
Yeah,
They've just kind of turned it. It's like, I mean, that's like what the Giants have been this whole year, and it's
I
not
was just
even.
gonna say that's the.
It's
that's
either
the
no
story.
name or just like dead in the water or just old guys that all of a sudden are gods. I don't know,
Yeah.
like what is in the water. Maybe they're all just like that guy. Here's a second plug for Urinating Tree. Just said it keeps saying like the fountain of youth is found at Oracle Park. But yeah, we had 5 hits this game, which they had the same, and it's so frustrating. Like seeing our bullpen match theirs, but it doesn't even matter. And I'm fine with Charlie giving up 2. And that's the only runs we give up against the Giants at home. That's really good. That's really good. But
yeah,
didn't do anything to contest that. Yeah, there's not much to say with this game. This game was a loss
very
from the start.
forgettable. Very, very forgettable game.
Yeah. First game, we also probably should have lost. Like, I definitely don't see that as a win game. Since Travis got that 3-run home run at the end, kind of almost sneaked out a win, but then Will Smith was like, did the Dikembe Mutombo like finger wags.
No.
He's so bad.
And we know if we make the postseason, we all know exactly what's going to happen in Game 7 of the NLCS or Game 5 of the NLD.
It doesn't even matter if like he doesn't come in the closing role too. It's just gonna be like NLCS Game 5 where he matched up. Snicker is like, bring in the loser. It's a 2 runners on base. We're up 2 right now. Bring him in.
That was the Will Smith combo, and then he was the one that gave it up to Cody Bellinger too, right?
No, that was Chris Martin.
That was Chris Martin. Okay, I got that. But still, yeah, the Will Smith is forever haunting my dreams.
Yeah.
Closer sucks.
I've had so many conversations with people. We're just kicking a dead horse at this point, but just like I've told so many people, whether I am sober or not, just the same phrase, like it sucks a lot when you have a good bullpen and your worst reliever is your closer.
It's your closer.
The weird thing is the only person who might be worse than him right now is Rich Rod, which sucks.
Yeah, sucks because it
would have been our other closing option. But I've seen a lot of people like screaming for Matzik, which
I mean, I think the obvious candidates at this point are Matzik and Luke Jackson.
Yeah,
but
I
feel like Matzik would probably crumble under that role.
I feel like Luke would too.
I mean, obviously, but it's a high stress position. Yeah.
I think that honestly might be part of the reason that that Snicker keeps going with Smith is because like he doesn't want to ruin any of our other bullpen arms, like get in their heads and stuff, and just pray. Because like when Will Smith has at least a 2-run lead, he's gotten almost all those saves. I think he's only blown 1 of those saves this year. And
he will give up a run, but
yeah, with 1-run game, I'd rather you throw out Matzik there, like or somebody, because Will Smith is gonna give up a run.
Yeah,
the last 1-run game that he saved was at the Rockies, and has blown 2 since then. But yeah, fuck game 2. Yeah, it was just bad. And the Giants bullpen is good. Game 3 was looking very dreadful that whole time, but thankfully Max Fried pitched really lights out
Rich.
that game.
So good.
He's been looking
So good.
much better.
Mm.
And yeah, like Will Smith looked really good at the close of that game.
Yeah.
Like he
2
actually
strikeouts.
incorporated his fastball again. His first batter was Darren Ruff, and he went fastball up and in, like painted a corner. It's like you don't want to swing at that anyways. Like it's just gonna pop up, so he just took it.
Yeah.
And then fastball down and away, painted a corner again. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna swing at that. And then the pitch I was expecting, and I think like everyone was expecting, including Ruff, was like slider down and away, or inside, just down in general, and definitely not in the zone. And then Smith just throws like a very easy 93 mile an hour fastball, like right down the middle. And Ruff doesn't swing because he wasn't expecting it, which is a very smart pitch.
For sure. Yeah.
And then worked really well with his next 2 batters. What happened? Did he get any more strikeouts? He got fly out, struck out.
Yeah,
struck out Bryant at the end.
Yeah, Slater and then Bryant.
Jock looked really good.
Very good.
And Duvall gets another home run. He just hates not hitting home runs in games.
37 at this point, including yesterday.
Yeah, and he's
37 home runs. That's insane.
Yeah.
We traded once again. We traded Alex Jackson, who I'm pretty sure has 17 career hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's bad.
Adam Duvall has 37 home runs this year.
Yeah. He has 107 RBIs.
Yeah. Obviously, the other big story from this game is the Rosario cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Very unexpected.
It's just so easy. Like it just seems so easy for him. Like that last at bat too. I was saying to one of my roommates, I was like, talking about he's either just gonna intentionally try to get a single, because why not? But like if he hits it in the triples alley, he just stays at first.
Oh, I would. I don't think anyone would blame him either.
But it was just first pitch, kind of middle too, and then serves it right over, like direct center field, right over Crawford's head. And Fried went 0-3, but he still has a 3.06 average, which is
so
crazy.
Funny. That's insane.
He's our best hitting pitcher at this point, and Noah hasn't really done too much recently.
Yeah. I came off that grand slam earlier this season too.
Yeah. You just, every time that he goes up, you're just expecting him to hit a home run, or you want him to. But which his swing, like he's swinging for the fences every time, and everyone knows.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Fried is also solid. I mean, I feel like he reads pitchers really well. Like he can tell it's coming. So
he looks for gaps too. Luke looked good again. And DeSclafani worked really well. Like I said, that this game was looking overly predictable, and it was just like not being able to score, not being able to hit. But again, showing yet again our struggles with runners in scoring position. 11 hits and 3 runs. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, can't do that. Especially when the game seems so close.
Yeah.
I mean, literally 7th inning. That's when I guess you could say, blew it open. But even that was off 2 home runs.
Which, 2 of those hits contributed to all those runs.
2.
But yeah, the Phillies losing to the Mets finally. Which I like. I hate the Mets more than I hate the Phillies right now, just because of how much of bums they are. They're just they're so worthless. It's just so
Yeah.
annoying watching them. Um, it's funny when they're playing games that I don't care about, and just to see them struggle and whatever. The fact that they had like they won 2 out of 3 with the Yankees, and
Mhm.
then they play against the Phillies again at home.
At
Didn't
home
do
too.
anything.
Looked like dead in the water.
They're just poo poo.
Ugh.
Phillies.
Yeah.
I was getting very scared, and I'm not gonna not be like even worried or anything, but they just don't know who they are. They don't know what they are. They don't know what to do. It's
Mm.
I mean it's only been 2 innings, but it's 0-0 with the Orioles, and got
Yeah.
shut
I
out
forgot
by the
about that.
Orioles.
They got shot. Yeah, they did. You're right.
Um,
Their identity is very like. Yeah, I struggle to even say if they have an identity. Because they just love dropping games to teams that they shouldn't lose to,
mhm,
which is really great for us
yeah,
because the stretch outside of the Braves series to finish off the season is absolute junk. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they play the Pirates next, then us and the Marlins.
yeah. Which them at the Marlins, they're not that great too.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
which the Pirates are giving the Reds a run for their money right now. Am I right, Will? But
There we go.
Yeah, no. I think it's tied right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's 1-1. Is it in Cincy?
I
what,
think it's in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
yeah, it's insane.
Mm. Oh, okay, never mind.
have you not been watching these games, Will?
I can't drag myself to do it right now. I just not right now. What's great is St. Louis is playing Milwaukee at the same time.
And they won,
That's they get Woodruff tonight. That's different than Adrian Hauser.
I guess.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
The Cardinals have won 8 straight.
They're okay. So one of the craziest stats I've seen, like honestly, just in baseball this season alone, is literally 2 weeks ago, September 7th, they had a 2.8% playoff chance percentage, and now it's 80. They went from 2.8 to 80% likelihood. That's crazy. Like that's
They
insane.
swept the Padres, which the Padres aren't
Yeah.
that good right now, but still.
Still,
Like I said,
yeah.
I don't hate the Cardinals as much as Will does, but like I still hate them, and
Yeah.
they just work their blood magic. And I was telling Will, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, they're gonna work their blood magic. They're gonna be up in there somehow. And Will's like, nah, they have to play the Brewers like 7 more times. Like, I'm not worried. They're 3
It
games
just
up.
doesn't make any it
They're
doesn't
3
make
games
it
up,
doesn't make
Will.
any it doesn't make any logical sense.
It doesn't.
Any. Hats off to him. Hats off to him.
They have to
But
have like a
God,
whole
this guy,
cage of
it
just
shouldn't be allowed.
sacrificial lambs or just people sitting in
Children,
Bush Stadium
children.
that they just
Yeah.
like
One by one.
they're like they just for their trades too, especially this year. They just like spin a big ol' giant spinny wheel with like
You're a
people they
John
can
Lester.
get.
The
So like
thing
we're gonna
is,
get John Lester
the thing
and
is,
J Hap,
Yeah, Jay. Just like mid, like what are they? 40s now?
like late 30s.
Late 30s, early 40s. Yeah. I mean, John Lester's first appearance for them was against us, and he gave up like 6 runs in the first inning or 2.
Yeah, but now both of them have like returned to old
Oh, yeah.
form.
Absolute, yeah.
Which
absolute.
you couldn't have predicted. You couldn't have predicted that was gonna happen. That's stupid.
Yeah, no. Not at all.
And like every baseball fan, even probably most Cardinals fans, when they made those trades, everyone's like, "What are you doing?"
What is that? That's
And they are gonna, if they, it would be very funny if they went like if it's the Dodgers. It won't be funny if it's the Giants. I'll be very mad. But if they went to the Dodgers for the wild card game and won, and then just got blown out by the Giants, but like that would be hysterical.
in LA too.
Yeah.
No,
They just aren't a good team. and they win. Their rotation is butthole.
They're in that same category as San Francisco, where they just get
They don't even have that
hits with
much
runners
depth.
in scoring position. They don't. Their pitching depth is abysmal.
Their
Like their minor
bullpen,
league pitching depth is just not good.
their bullpen has issued the most walks of any bullpen in the league this year.
God.
Y'all let them back in.
God.
The Reds let them back in. The Reds and the
Yeah.
Padres.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, they also sort of earned it back in. It's okay.
They earned it. Out of nowhere, out of left field.
Well, Braves are sitting at a better spot right now for sure. At this point we're 3 games up, and we have 3, 6, 9, 12 games left. The concerning thing, I don't know if it's counted on here, but we have a postponed game with the Padres. It's like a doubleheader, and we're like finishing from the 5th inning. I don't know if we're just finishing to like the 6th or something to make it a qualified game or something, but we were losing the game by 2 runs.
I thought it was 1 against the Padres.
Yeah. I can go.
Pretty sure it's 1. I think we're down 1 in like the 5th inning, I want to say.
Yeah, it was 5-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the 5th inning.
Yeah. That's fine. Like, honestly.
Yeah. It's not great, and that's just going to be a weird game, and it's like whoever from your bullpen is feeling good that day. So that's I kind of just have qualified that game as a loss in my head. So I mean, we could win it, but theoretically we are like 2 games above the Rockies right now. Or I'm thinking
Phillies.
2, the Phillies, that we also would technically have to finish a game with the Rockies if we needed to. So there's 2 question marks there, but need to pipe Arizona again and again. Need to pipe San Diego while they're down. They haven't even set their rotation yet. They only have we're going against Musgrove in our bullpen game day on the 3rd game, and we have Fried and Yanoa the first 2 days, but they haven't set their rotation there.
Yeah.
Phillies series, the rotation is set right now, and it's theoretically all the big dogs for us and them. It's Anderson versus Wheeler, Morton versus Nola, Fried versus Gibson. So that's going to be.
They've got a nice rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got a nice.
That's
rotation.
the only reason that they've like been kept in the postseason race is because of how good their rotation is.
Yeah.
Because Ranger Suarez also has a sub-2 ERA.
Yeah. And they've been starting him lately too.
Yeah. Other than that, they're a poop team. They poop shit.
Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I need to go get dinner. My stomach grumbles for food.
Mine does too.
Yeah.
And it's 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm going to a concert tonight. That'll be fun too.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Who are you seeing?
I'm going to see Camp.
No, that's why I was watching you listen to Camp on my Spotify and my
Really?
activity. Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, you stopped listening to Camp. Let me see. 2 hours ago, approximately.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about it? Yeah, very excited.
Are you gonna fall asleep in the audience?
It's actually general admission, like standing room only, so I can't fall asleep. But I will be.
Good.
Every emotion I've bottled up since mid-June 2021, I'm just gonna let that go tonight. You know, just absolute catharsis.
Yeah.
I'm messing around, but yeah, I'm very
Oh,
excited.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I will probably miss the Diamondbacks game, which
Mhm.
kind of stinks, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll follow along.
Bullpen game against Weaver. Is
Mhm.
Weaver? I don't know anything about him. That's not the
I
I
kid.
think
know
he's okay from what I've heard.
I know that the rotation or the Diamondbacks rotation, everyone in their starting pitching has like an ERA between like 4 and 5. It's
Yeah.
really bad. Yeah. So
Which is, Zach
we're
Gallen was really good last year, and now he's just kind of poopy.
yeah. Yeah, looks like we're minus 153. So pretty heavily favored. Got Soler in the lineup, Rosario, Darno. Yeah, good looking lineup today. So should hopefully pull it together.
Yep. Well, follow us on Instagram. We're closing in on 100 followers, which is
Let's
awesome.
go. That's actually
Twitter, we need more followers there. And follow us around. I don't know. You find us.
If you see us in person, come
Yeah,
up to
just
us.
kind of follow us around. We'd appreciate it. You see me in the line at Taco Bell or something, just say hey.
let us know. Yeah.
See how we're doing. Probably not great.
Probably not good.
All right.
Checking all the boxes, it's
Yeah.
it's all great on the outside.
Yeah. Smile's really easy to put on. Keeping your emotional state intact is not as easy.
All
All right.
big game. All right, let's do it.
I guess. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
All right. 12 games. Magic number's 11. If we just win and then the Phillies just lose and then we just win and then the Phillies just lose and then we just win and the Phillies just lose and then we just win and the Phillies just lose and then we just win and the Phillies just lose and then we just win. That's it.
Or if the Phillies lose that
the Phillies
one.
lose and then we just lose and then the Phillies lose and we lose and they lose and we lose and we lose and they lose. Then we're fine.
Then we got it.
Yeah.
Then we made it.
Yeah.
Then we play the Brewers in Milwaukee against their all-star starting pitching rotation.
That's what one of my friends was saying yesterday. He was just like, all I want is for us to get to the postseason and lose to the Brewers. That's all I want.
What?
All right.
I'm terrified, bro. All right, yeah. All right, let's do it. Yeah.
See y'all.
See ya.